Welcome back to the next installment. Today we've got most of the pieces out of the mold. We're missing a leg and most of an arm, but we've got enough pieces that we can go ahead and have someone strap it on and try it out. So today we've got my designated victim who's going to be wearing this thing for the duration of Maker Faire. This is Gordon.
Hi there, I'm Gordon. I guess I'll be the mascot. A little bit about me, I go to San Jose State, I study film. I've done a couple things like this before, like I was in marching band in high school. I won a couple mascot uniforms, I say that's one. But this is gonna be crazy exciting. Look at this, it's beautiful.
When it comes time to put the foot on, and I've got Trevor cutting blocks, so what's gonna happen is you'll take the thigh and the shin piece, slip a foot through, and then we're going to have some crisscross straps and a heel block in there. So basically you'll step toe into here. Someone else is going to need to reach in, buckle across the front of his foot to pull his foot back towards that heel block so that this becomes captured on top of your shoe. And then that guy has a socket, so it wants to sit there and stay there. And then this will get pulled up as high as you can stand. I'm going to have a suspender strap. You can cinch that however you want, and a block of foam to keep it pressed out to give it the thigh gap that it needs. He doesn't have much in the way of knee movement, so this is a shuffle step more than anything else, but your foot will pick up. And the good part is, with that joint for the ankle, you actually can lean quite a ways, and if it goes past, no big deal, because it will recenter. Right? The foot can twist, the knee can't. That's all right. Your legs really aren't any longer than mine, so that works out well. And then the bottom of it's just a big open bell, so, you know, huge rectangle shape. Yeah. The horrible part is that the arms have to be manipulated by reaching out through the armpit hole. So hanging out the bottom of the shoulder there, it's going to be this guy. And I haven't got bolts in to actually hold it in place yet, but that gives you an idea. I'll need to cut that shorter, and you'll have a handle here. So you'll be reaching out and about like so, and then dealing with, you know, you've got a little bit of movement once I trim this for an elbow. But then the biggest problem is you don't want to beat up the side of this thing with this too much because it's going to want to tear up the paint. My plan is to add a spring here that'll attach here, that'll kind of detent the arm out a little bit. So this one will give you this movement, and then this here will give you, you know, a hinge. And then that'll be whatever you can get out of it with the handle, moving it with your wrist. It's still sharp edges if you want to be careful, but it's not a tremendous amount of weight. And what's missing is the hand on the end of it.
This is the design.
Yeah. So, I mean, momentum's going to help you a little bit. It is going to be suspended, so there will be a cable holding the handle up so you can't drop it. But other than that, it's going to be entirely up to you to do whatever that does just by swinging it around with your wrist. So figure here, and the rest of that is going to be whatever you can do with your wrist. The best part is, aside from the way the straps will be arranged, there's nothing about either part of this that makes it left or right.
Oh, okay.
So,
You don't have to move either way?
well, the feet will be a left and a right because of the fact that the straps are going to be specific to your, you know, where your heel goes. So pull that up as snug as you can get it. Hey, your legs are longer than mine. Sorry. How dare you? And we'll have a wad out here. Okay, so scoot this way a little bit. All right, so set you up there. Scoot forward a little bit again. I'll make that yoke a little narrower. And down.
Got it.
Okay. Oh, perfect.
It's not going to last too long as is. So you're missing about 12 or 14 pounds worth of left arm and right bicep. But otherwise, I mean, that's the weight you'll be carrying around. And that's about how you'll be carrying it. Except you won't actually have to keep a grip on the arms. They'll be able to hang. Can you pull your left arm back in without, yeah, perfect. So if you need to puppet the head, you can reach up and grab the inside of that Lazy Susan. So if you would, just go ahead and lift by those big round corners. Shrug out. Thank you, sir.
Back to real life.
Yeah, you're right.
So at this point, what's left is a little bit of body shop work. You can still see some pretty ugly visible seams where the mold came apart. All of that needs to be sanded down, a tiny little bit of filler to make it all smooth, and then we'll go ahead and scuff it, get the shine off of it, and then put a coat of the final red paint that it's going to get. And then of course I'm still missing the big letter M, which I'm going to cut out on my CNC machine first thing tomorrow morning and paint to match and then stick in place. There's also just a couple more pieces of fiberglass that are in the molds waiting to be pulled. And once we replace all the duct tape with actual nuts and bolts, this guy will be ready to go.